Hello, Karen Beers here today with another video. And I've got some stuff pulled out already. We are on day 18, yay, which is bright. And so that's pretty cool. I'm officially, it's the 22nd today. I'm working on day 18. So that's pretty good. This was yesterday's, which I really do like it. Fragile with my cool little chicken taggy that just slides in there. Cool. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to, and I'm popping a photo in. Need to write that down so I remember. So my video today is inspired by Christy from Soul Positive, and we were Instagram friends, and then we were so lucky to meet at a Diane Reevely class at Ranger, which was really fun. So I've seen her a number of times over the years, and she sent me years ago this fabulous Be Kind tag. She has tags, she sells them on her website. And I wanted to put it in a journal, but then I decided no, because I love this tag. It sits right in front of my desk, and it's always sitting right there. So I'm going to put it back. I think what I might do is go buy another one of hers that I can pop in a journal. But my layout today is inspired by Christy. I think some days when you have less time or harder to find inspiration, it's always great to kind of find a picture or go on your saved Instagram. We talked about phones and inspiration and social media yesterday. So that's what I'm doing. And we'll see. Normally when I use a photo or someone else's inspiration for my project, mine turns out completely different. And we'll just see what happens today, because a couple of things to talk about. So I did pull some stuff. I just love this fabric. I absolutely love this fabric. This is a batik. And even though it's not quite the same, it's a very different blue. So I don't even know. We'll see. But I really like this fabric. I have just a little piece of tissue, a flower. I'm thinking this tag, I want to put a tag again. And I'm thinking maybe here. So that's got potential. This is a lot like the paper that Christy used, and some other things, some other bits and pieces. And this came from yet another mixed media bin I found. So isn't that fun? So I am just going to start out, and I do want to use this feather. We'll see. We'll see if I can get the feather in there. I think what I'm going to do, the prompt is bright. I think what I'm going to do is just work here in this space. So this could be interesting. And then, I think I said that on the last video, and then this be another one and this be, I think that's what I'm going to do. I have to say, I am enjoying the combination of digital and mixed media. Like this layout, I love that this tag sits on this totally mixed media, business. Another thing I've done, a friend of mine, Cindy, puts Post-it notes when she has ideas, but she can't get to it right away. And it helps her continue on, because, sometimes we get stuck, dare I say fixated, and I'm unable to move on. So she writes it down. The other thing that I like about this idea is because I might not remember. I might just continue on and not remember. So I did want to add the date. I have to find a 2025 date stamp. And then a quote from the book I'm reading right now, this was my little book deal, if you watch that. And then the story about the French boy in Paris. I want to write that down if I can find a photo, which I'm not sure that's going to happen. So let's get on with today's. I love this idea. This works really well. Christy looks like she did a couple of different layers. So I'm going to start by tearing this. I have seen a number of pages recently. This is an older page of hers. I think this is a year old. Yeah, May. Or it's from May, so 6 months ago. On 8 months ago. I have seen a number of people use the black starch numbers, so I've already kind of been drawn to that lately, so I like the idea of doing that. I want something to go here, but at the same time, I don't want to lose this entirely, so I might look for, I mean, I like the idea of putting some tissue. And I know tissue is a prompt coming up, but I like using tissue a number of times. So I think I might find some more tissue for that. And then I do like the idea of painting. And then for my focal image, I thought maybe this balloon. Drift away. Oh, because wouldn't that be great? And the color actually, it's not the same, but I think I could, don't tell anyone. Maybe we put a feather there somewhere. Okay, so that's my general plan. Let me get some more tissue. I'll be back. As we're still talking about organizing, here's how I have my tissue rolls. Most of them are Tim Holtz. And yes, a photo box, apparently very handy. But I thought I pulled out, this one has some maps. I think, oh, this one has some map stuff on it. And this is another one that is kind of cool. So I thought I'd pull those two out and just see. I also have the black and white ones, so we'll see. To distress or not to distress? That is the question. And I'm thinking I might just do it in Salvage Patina. I did re-ink this, so that was pretty good. I hope you're having a good day, whatever day you watch this. As I said, it's the 22nd, which is a Wednesday. And very cold here again. It's supposed to warm up. My Christmas stuff that I took down is all sitting in the living room and the kitchen because I don't want to, the garage is freezing. I know, good thing I'm Canadian and I can handle this weather. No, that's why I moved, because I can't handle that weather. Okay, so I like that. And I think I'm going to, part of me wants to, I think I want to put this underneath though. So maybe I'll do that. And let's see the map. If that even goes. Oh, that's the other thing though, right. I don't want to lose this, all of this, because that was the whole point, right? It was bright. That does not help the brightness level. So maybe not. Maybe I will, even if I glue that down. Maybe I just glue a strip of it and still let that poke out. See, I'm already changing it. Maybe we'll do something. I'll do that. Maybe that's what I'll do. But I do like this here with the music notes. And I kind of like the, I guess this is the very first bit of it with the cool edge. I don't know. Maybe I cut it with scissors. So maybe what we'll do is a couple of layers and then still leave. No, I don't like that. Throws it away. I like that because I want to leave some of this. And then if that's my focal image, yes, then that covers that up. I don't want to make a tuck. Oh, you know what? I could put that sort of like the strip. That might work, right? And then have this in the background. All right. I think I'm going to tear this. I like that it still has a little bit of, has some paint speckled there. You know what? Maybe I'll tear it and tear it. Get rid of that. Yeah, I like that. Get rid of that little straight edge bit. Fun. My decoupage glue. So yes, in the last video, well, you know, I keep realizing I say the last video, but really what it is, it's the last video that I edited, not necessarily the last video that I posted. And I did have some challenges with that today. I went to edit a video. I spent a massive amount of time today editing videos because on one of the, I was filming and my camera died. Luckily, it was towards the end. And that's actually, it is day, I know I could do that, right? I could say what day it was. It was day 13. No, yeah, day 12. No, see, I can't remember. Isn't that crazy? It's just all becoming a big blur. Oops. I wanted it to go the other way. Oh well. So it was day 13 and I finished the video, I finished the project, I finished the video, and I realized, oh shoot, I had inadvertently stamped on top of my quote and kind of messed my quote up a bit. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just do a little, oh look, this is how I fixed it. I fixed it and went on. Then I couldn't find the clip of that. I had videotaped it. I couldn't find the clip. And so then the next thing you know, I'm like, well, it's probably in the next video. So let me start videotaping the next video. And I started doing that, thinking I'll come across this clip. Well, that video, I realized my camera had ran out of battery, or my phone had run out of battery, and it had died towards the end of the video. So this is what I'm doing today. I'm basically editing 2 videos and then trying to, you know, do video clips. So I guess, so Christy has some paint behind there. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim this. I don't want to. Yeah, let me trim this. I'm just going to use a pair of scissors. So yeah, I basically was, you know, working on these 2 videos simultaneously, trying not to get confused on which one I was working on. Again, which way is up. And it took a lot longer than it should have. Let's just put it that way. So the good news is I think I got it straight. I think everything was in order. I managed to go back and show my fix on the one tape and then sort of walk through the ending on the second tape. So that's what I was doing a lot of today. I did do a bit of cleaning. Okay. I'm not sure, like I like the idea of putting some paint, but I think what I'd rather do is doodle on this. Because again, I don't want to lose this necessarily. Maybe I'll put a swipe of paint or a piece of washi there. Wow, this table got messy in a hurry, didn't it? Okay, that's better. So I'm thinking I'm going to glue this down. Yeah, I'm going to just glue this down while we're gluing. So I did get a little bit of organizing done. I went and I just worked on one of the calyx cubes. Yesterday I got everything off the floor sort of by my desk, which it's the first time in a really long time because apparently the floor, I always thought the floor was storage, but Dana K. White says the floor is not storage. So if you're following along the declutter organize videos, that's what I was working on. And I am making a few videos. We'll see when they come out. I'm not in a rush to do that just because I'd rather stick with this one or I'll get distracted and not finish this. I know, hard to believe, isn't it? So yeah, I kind of like that. So next I think what I'm going to do is stamp the numbers. What number should I do? 5 is one of my favorite numbers. 3 and 5 and 2. 1, 2, 3. Maybe just do random. 3, 5, 7. That sounds fun. So this is a fairly new one. This is Tim Holtz Sign Painter CMS 484. And I think what did I say? 3. No, I don't want to do it in order. I want to be confusing. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. All right, maybe I'll throw a letter in there to be, oh, that's hard to get off, to be crazy. All right, I'm going to use VersaFine. But so I did get a cube done. I pulled out some, actually that's where I found this, yet another, I kind of smooshed that. It kind of slid. Yet another bin of mixed media stuff, which again, that begs the question, how many bags and boxes and bins of mixed media stuff should one have before they, you know, dare I say, toss some? Oh, this might not work because, oof, good. It was on the downswing. So I'm going to finish up that when I finish the video. I like the idea of overlapping that. So the only thing is I missed a spot there, but we can fix that with some ink. Do that after. All right, I kind of like that. I feel like I need some more though. I think I am going to grab some letters. I think I'm going to just grab K for Karen. Not that kind of Karen. We could talk about that. How my poor name has been dragged through the mud. I know I'm not the only name. But it does make you realize we need to stop doing that because you know what? Karens are people too. I've actually had a couple of people tell me about other people. Oh, like, you know, strangers. I was in a Walmart parking lot and the guy says, someone almost cut us off. The guy says, oh, she must be a Karen. So, I'm not going to lie. I felt the need to enlighten him on the fact that, you know, I'm a Karen. And I don't resemble that remark. I said it very nicely. And I said I'm trying to change the name concept one person at a time. Okay, that's kind of cool. There's kind of a gap here, but that's okay. I know it looks like Christy put some splatter as well, so I like that. I need a word. I might put my word here, or I might put a travel quote. Drift away, I have a word as well there. But I kind of like that for now. So I've grabbed a Sharpie and I'm just going to just make this, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Kind of make that an effort of making it less noticeable. There we go. So I've pulled out my little box of, it needs a name, like box of miscreantness. Oh, that would be fun. I know it doesn't really go at all, but it goes with, there's kind of some brown there. And that would have been good underneath. It would have kind of been, I might do that. I might put that just fun, we'll see. But I pulled out some words, and I've got wander far and wide, which would be, makes total sense. I really like that because I think it goes, I'm moving on. But I mean, here's a question. Does all the words you have to use be an actual statement on your life at that point? Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. I like that a lot because it goes really well with the balloon. So it's between these two, I think. And then I'm drinking this right now, so it's kind of funny. Some Numi tea. I'd love to put this in here somewhere on one of these pages. But I do like the idea of just, even if I just have one of those sort of down the side. I think that would be fun. And then I'm adding a layer, but I'm not covering up these guys. So yeah, finished that, going through this cube, and found a box. One of my big issues with my space, and I'll mention it in this video that I do for the organization. I think everyone, a lot of us, not everyone, but a lot of us have this issue, is the reason why stuff ends up on the floor is there's nowhere to put it. It doesn't have a home. It doesn't have a place to go. And because, you know, we end up maxed out. And I managed to, now, full disclosure, I didn't get rid of the stuff. It was a box of Tim Holtz, what was it? Burlap frames, and just things that obviously was going to be a project, and I didn't get to. And so I had it marked on the box what it was, but I thought, okay, well, that's something doesn't need to be right in prime real estate area. Oh my goodness, that didn't want to close. Of my studio, so I just moved it a bit. All right, we've got some flicked paint. I really like that idea of flicked paint. This might be a quick one today. I think slowly but surely you're going to see all the storage in my room. This is how I store my spray stains and my mica sprays. And they slide perfectly. They fit perfectly in a shoe box, like one of those the wooden cube shoes. And I happen to have the shoes before. I mean, the storage was already there that I was using. Okay, so here's the question. This is a great color. This would go very, very well. But this, again, Christy used sort of a contrasty color and a red. So that's a good question. What should I do with that? I'm not a big fan of red. At least it's not one of my favorites. Oh, that's pretty. Could do a dark green. Could also do a couple of colors, I suppose. All right, I'm going to shake these off. You all know how to shake them, right? Shake, shake, shake. I'll be back. I've got Tree Lot, and I'm just going to flick. Doesn't show up as well. Then I want to spray. Kind of make it splatter a bit. I do like that though. It's not as pronounced, but I kind of like it. Now, what's going to be cool about this is once it dries, the mica will show up, which is what I like about it. Maybe I'll put just a bit of red So shake, shake, shake. All right, peppermint stick. And I realized, well, the prompt is bright, so I should probably add some of that. And, you know, it's kind of festive, right? Red and green. Okay, like that. And I think I'm going to go with this. And it actually has some red in it as well there. I really do. I like that. So, glue. So, yeah, I emptied a cube. The reason why I was working on getting this cube and trying to get is I have a scrap box that I use all the time. I pull from all the time because it's got it has cardstock in it, like white cardstock. So if I need something to stamp on, if I want a piece of paper to, you know, mainly stamp, like stamp a word, stamp a quote, stamp an image, it's right on there on my floor, mainly because there's nowhere else for it to be right now. But what I wanted to do was to still have it very accessible because I go to it all the time. And that is one of the things, again, we talked about, is that Dana's like, you know, you need to make your space, it's your working space. So yeah, it can be pretty and it can be this, that, and the other thing, but you want it to be able, you want the things that you need to be accessible. And that's really been helpful while I try to figure out where these things should go, you know. Bit of an outline here. Yeah, nothing great. I'm sure this guy, let's just pretend he invented the balloon, or he decided to move his house by balloon. So obviously he needed some enthusiasm. That would be a hard thing to do. All right, that's kind of a fun page already. I think I am just going to, I'm going to outline this a bit. And then I think we're done, which is kind of crazy. All right, my Posca pens. What color should we do? Oh, and I have a Uniball. I wonder if this is still good. See, I need a scrap piece of paper. Not sure white is the best piece of paper for that. So I found Uniball. This is old. This is old. It might be dried up. Uniball pens. They went through some kind of something because there was a period of time where they just, no, this one's dead. This one's very old. Did not work. I don't know what it was. It was like I bought some new ones. They didn't work. And then, so I stopped using them. Kind of like the idea of another color. And then they got better again. So I don't know what happened. These are really old. They might not work. Oh, look at that. Oh, splatter. That can happen. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll keep that little splatter and then I will use that if I need to. So I think what I'm going to do is just outline this. Here. Another page with my DNA on it. And again, if you're stressed, this is a good thing to do. Oh, I blubbered that one. Could even go. This is what happens with doodling. You start with one, and then it's like, oh, let me keep going. That'll be fun. not being super precise. Okie dokie. Wow. All right, I think I'm done. Wow, this is a fast one. Let me do a bit of a close-up. Yeah, I think that's good. I think it's pretty bright. And that's it. I'm done. So we'll see if this becomes a 2-for video. I think my next thing is going to be to work on these, as I said. But I'm not going to flip that page because of the yellow is still wet. It does take a little bit. It does take a little bit for the Posca to dry because it's acrylic paint, right? But I am impressed that those still work. I've had those for years. I really like, you probably can't see that, but the glimmer from the mica sprays is great. So that was fun. So thanks to my friend Christy, Soul Positive, for the inspiration. I will put her link below. And I'm going to come over here to day 18 Bright. And I'm going to give it a little tick. And then the next one is 19 is Bubble. And yeah, either here. I think I'm going to do tissue here because I think I've already said that in another previous video. I'm going to do tissue here, and this is going to be Bubble. And then, yeah, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day.